Nerazzurri tifosi, hello and a very warm welcome from Thomas Lawrence of Inter TV to the Stadio San Siro, where Antonio Conte's charges are out to make it a clean sweep from their pre-season tests. Because after crushing Carrarese and the five-star showing versus Lugano, the Nerazzurri are now primed and ready for their third and final test, which pits them against Serie B outfit Pisa. The Tuscan side, just like Inter, begin their league season next week and kick off their Serie B campaign versus Reggiana. For Inter, Fiorentina are the opponents here at San Siro next Saturday, the 26th of September. So today is also a chance for Antonio Conte's men to get reacquainted with the San Siro. It's been over 50 days since the Nerazzurri last played here when they defeated Gennaro Gattuso's Napoli 2-0 in the penultimate round of the last league season. In the meantime, we see Handanovic and Robert Guca, the club captains, exchanging pennants ahead of this friendly. Going back to that victory, meanwhile, against Napoli. The tail end of last season on target that day was D'Ambrosio and Lautaro Martinez, and they both start this evening for the Nerazzurri. Let's bring the complete team news now, starting with Inter. Kolarov, Bastoni and the previously mentioned D'Ambrosio at the back. In midfield, it's Gagliardini. Barella returns to the side after his injury versus Lugano. There's Hakimi and Perisic out wide. Eriksen, meanwhile, tasked with providing the ammunition to the front two. Lula, Romelu Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez. And here the confirmation of Antonio Conte's starting 11. You can see Eriksen playing in behind the front two, his preferred position, the so-called trequartista role, the attacking midfield position for him. And he has one of the finest strike forces around, and that is Romelu Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez. Pisa to get us underway then, and playing from right to left in their changed away strip. And we are off it. Bonacina, the match official, gets us going here. You can hear a ripple of applause because there is around 1,000 tifosi inside the ground. They've been invited by the club. Also an experiment, you can say, as we head towards a sort of normality post-COVID. Still some way away from complete reopening of the stand, but it's fantastic to have the fans back. To find the last time the fans were present, meanwhile, at San Siro, it was also against Napoli, albeit in the Cup back in February. As Bastoni plays it out wide to Hakimi, who's had a really big impact since joining. Involved in 2 goals against Lugano earlier this week in the 5-0 victory. Former Borussia Dortmund man. Of course, Real Madrid, the club that nurtured his talent. This, meanwhile, is Perisic back from his loan spell from Bayern Munich. It's a good-looking ball. Simone Perilli comes and claims and wastes no time in hoofing it upfield. The Pisa shot stopper, picking out Luca Vido. One-time Milan man, came up through the Rossoneri youth ranks. Luca Vido, currently owned by Atalanta, but on loan at Pisa. He joined earlier this year, and his loan move recently extended for another season. Luca Vido, a Viareggio tournament winner during his days with Milan back in 2014. Filippo Inzaghi was on the bench for the Milan Primavera, the Milan under-19s that defeated Anderlecht in that prestigious tournament annual competition. Pisa struggling to clear their lines, though. High pressing from Conte's men, one of the hallmarks of Antonio Conte's playing style. As we see, Simone Birindelli, son of one-time Juve man and Italy international Alessandro Birindelli. And father like son, both right backs. As the Italians would say, a figlio d'arte. Anyone who's son or daughter of a famous player, or any kind of profession for that matter, gets given that name. This is a promising run from Christian Eriksen, chips it in, not a bad looking ball. Birindelli has no option but to put it out into touch. Early corner kick then. Full marks to Christian Eriksen, good work from him, winning the side the first corner kick of the match. And the Great Dane will go across and he'll take it from the flag. The set-piece specialist Christian Eriksen, set for his first full season with the Nerazzurri. Plenty to aim for in the box. You see D'Ambrosio, Bastoni, Kolarov. He's got an eye for goal. Inter's number 11. And it comes from Eriksen. Low ball. He's unable to get it away. He's still struggling here. The Tuscans, the second-tier outfit. Promotion back Serie B a couple of seasons ago. Hakimi now. He's under control, the Morocco international. Barella under a lot of pressure, but good composure. As cool as you like there from Niccolò Barella. Good to see him back. There was a bit of a scare when we saw him hobble off against Lugano with an arm injury. He's shaking it off, the number 23. Rolls it into the path of Lautaro, who's been in fine form in this so-called pre-season. A very brief break between last season and the new one. 4 goals, a brace versus Lugano and a brace versus Carrarese on Friday. 7-0 victory in what was a practice match versus another Tuscan outfit, Carrarese. Lukaku also at the double versus Carrarese. 2 fabulous goals. If you haven't seen them, get on the Inter YouTube channel and watch them now. It's in rampant mood, firing in the goals. 12 then, including the match versus Lugano, played at Appiano Gentile, the Sunning training centre. And we're back at San Siro, as we said, chance for Inter to get reacquainted with their surroundings. This is where they'll be playing Fiorentina in Inter's Serie A curtain raiser in round 2. Then the round 1 match with Benevento rescheduled to the end of September, giving Inter a little bit more time to prepare after their Europa League exertions and commitments, going all the way to the final in Cologne. Losing out narrowly to Sevilla, the Europa League specialists. This is nice, a quick passing move. Lautaro, second bite at the cherry, offloads to Gagliardini out wide. Perisic, low ball in, and there's the opener. Who else but him? Big Romelu Lukaku. Into draw first blood. Not even 5 minutes on the clock. Slick passing move. Romelu Lukaku in the right place at the right time to prod it home from point-blank range. For him, a 4th goal of this pre-season. A penalty versus Lugano, a brace versus Carrarese. And now he just couldn't miss from there. Inter's number 9. Capping off a wonderful week. He's been recently nominated for the Europa League Player of the Season, alongside Bruno Fernandes and Eva Banega. And certainly will feel confident of winning it after his incredible season both at home and abroad last year. Romelu Lukaku matching Ronaldo's goal-scoring tally in El Fenomeno's first year with the Inter jersey. Nearly won back by Inter. Started really brightly, looking really sharp, which is very promising going into that Serie A opener versus Fiorentina next week. And here is Romelu Lukaku. Hakimi, the speed demon. Through on goal here, Hakimi. What will he decide? Pulls it back. Brought down here nicely by Christian Eriksen. And it's blocked. And Inter looking so sharp. And very unlucky not to make it 2. Now Pisa on the counter-attack. This is Marconi. Has Vido in the box to aim for. Little step over from Michele Marconi. The one-time Atalanta man. One of the few in the side to have Serie A experience. It's floated back in, and then a little glancing header. Easy for Samir Handanovic. We want to keep another clean sheet. The Slovenian shot stopper. A little bit about Pisa. Could say they enjoyed their golden years in the late 70s and 80s under the presidency of Romeo and Conetani. Taking Pisa from the 3rd tier to the top tier. There was international triumphs as well, the Matropa Cup. 2 Serie B titles, and I don't know if you did know, but in charge of that Pisa side in 85 and 87, winning promotion, was Gigi Simoni, all-time Inter coach. The man who masterminded the 98 UEFA Cup success. Gigi Simoni, one of the famous exes of both, and sorely missed. Gigi Simoni passed away early this year. Never missed the chance to pay tribute to him. As that's chip forwards here. Inter really hungry for a second. Also take the chance to give a huge shout out to everyone following us on socials for Inter's 3rd and final pre-season test. It's good work from Luca Vido, physical player, capped at under 21 level for Italy, the Rossoneri youth sector product. And that's an acrobatic effort from Michele Marconi. He's got that in his locker. He scored a goal similar to that in a friendly recently versus Sassuolo. Michele Marconi, who was on target earlier this week against Grosseto in a regional derby, two Tuscan clubs, Pisa and Grosseto. A friendly pre-season test for Pisa. Now Hakimi out wide, lots of time and lots of space for him. Barella, you can hear gira, gira, pass it around, switch the play. Lukaku tries to do that. Very uncharacteristic mistake from Big Rom. He's trying to get it away from the danger zone, find some space. It comes back to Simone Perilli, who's been, you could say, promoted to #1. Stefano Gori was the #1 shot stopper last season. He's moved to the Juventus under-23s. So it gives him a chance, Perilli. Pisa try and find a way back into the contest. Lots of space, lots of gaps as well for Inter to exploit. Lukaku now is waiting in the wings. Good sliding challenge, though, to take it away from the Belgium. We'll see. Francesco Lissi here. Joined the club in 2018. Lissi is part of their promotion from Serie C to Serie B under Luca D'Angelo. Cameras haven't picked him out quite yet. Overall, Pisa have enjoyed 7 seasons in Serie A across their history. They've played Inter before, 28 head-to-head competitive meetings, 14 wins for Inter, 8 draws and 6 defeats. The last meeting back in 1991, Claberti scoring the winner for Inter. And Azzurri legend. One of the heroes of the 89 Scudetto in record-breaking style. That's given away and a chance to break here for Inter. Oh, lovely feet, are still going here. Pulls it back towards Lukaku. So unselfish, in comes the shot, and there's the second. Roberto Gagliardini with a rocket. Struck it so sweetly, Roberto Gagliardini. And Inter double their advantage just after the 10-minute mark. And on this evidence, it could be a long evening for Pisa. Lukaku, after scoring the first, involved in the second, teeing up Roberto Gagliardini. There's still a lot to do from there. Full marks also in the build-up play as well, Lautaro Martinez. And Roberto Gagliardini eventually finishing it off. He had a good run in the side, Roberto Gagliardini, towards the end of last season. And he's started this new season strongly, putting his name on the score sheet. He hadn't scored in the previous pre-season test. Puts his name on the score sheet, always good for confidence as the ball comes off the referee there. Bonacina, quite rightly, stopped the play. And then we see the replay. A little slip there, and we're back underway. They throw it on the far side towards an Nerazzurri, taken by Ivan Perisic, who's come back after a year away on loan with Bayern Munich, winning the lot, the treble with the German Giants. He's featured heavily in these pre-season tests so far, just like this man, Achraf Hakimi, floats it in, takes a big deflection, and can Birindelli keep it in play? Samuele Birindelli. Back with Gagliardini. Hakimi is screaming for it, comes towards Hakimi, chests it down, good control. And Lissi does really well. And Pisa fullback, they put it out, Inter remain camped in the Pisa half. Hakimi to take. And he rose through the Real Madrid ranks and then really put his name on the map at Borussia Dortmund. This is Baston, he lays it off, and Gagliardini again. Lautaro was always leaning back there as he tried his luck on the rebound. And ending up eventually in Rosette from Lautaro Martinez. El Toro formed a wonderful partnership with Romelu Lukaku. I think that Lukaku also speaks fantastic Spanish, no doubt. Helped their relationship, their rapport, gelling. Now Eriksson, Lautaro towards Roberto Gagliardini again. He's always finding himself in those shooting positions, Gagliardini. Tactically, he's very astute, Roberto Gagliardini. Always finds himself in those right positions. He's found space again out wide. Goes for that simple option towards Perisic. Eriksson now trying to cause problems in between the lines for Pisa. Hakimi now. Back with Eriksson. Everyone behind the ball for Pisa, and Inter have to start again from the back. Back through, which doesn't include De Vrij, who's suspended for the match against Fiorentina. No doubt that would have influenced Conte's decision this evening when it comes to his starting 11. D'Ambrosio read that really well. Barella, Mr. Box to box. There's plenty of options out wide. Perisic, Gagliardini short in support. Perisic then goes towards Eriksson. Back with Barella. One-time Cagliari man, an Italy international. Certainly on target. This is Holland in the Nations League. Hakimi, another international. With Morocco. Even though born and bred in Spain. Bastoni carrying out from the back. An excellent season last year. Such an important player. Hakimi again has time and space. It's a low ball in. Again, Gagliardini doing really well. Pulls it across, and there's the third. Lautaro Martinez, El Toro, jumping up highest and glancing it home. Inter stretch their lead further. 15 minutes gone, 3-0. A goal every 5 minutes so far here at San Siro. Lautaro confirms his status as the top scorer in pre-season. The team's capocannoniere in this mini pre-season. Gagliardini, after bagging the second, playing his part. Lovely little pullback from Roberto Gagliardini. And Lautaro jumping up, nodding it beyond Simone Perilli. Thumbs up then from El Toro. Another one who really came on leaps and bounds last season, Lautaro Martinez. Mentioned Bastoni, but Lautaro, another one. Really fulfilling his potential. So where do Pisa go from here? Not even 20 minutes on the clock, and they're 3-0 down. Club, though, across the course of the history, had some very big names. We mentioned Gigi Simoni on the bench for them in the 80s. In terms of players, Diego Simeone. 2 years with Pisa. Marco Tardelli, of course, a Pisa youth sector product, and put his name on the map at Pisa before, of course, earning calcio stardom with Juventus, and naturally with the Azzurri jersey, that goal in the 82 final against West Germany, the Tardelli scream, the urlo di Tardelli, that iconic image of him running away from goal towards the cameras. Such Italian passion. Tardelli and the Azzurri that year. There's also Gennaro Gattuso, a coaching spell with Pisa, and he took them to Serie B a few years ago, but then there were some issues, you could say, away from the pitch. Say another one to have tied his career a bit briefly to Pisa in a coaching capacity, of course, and when it comes to Gennaro Gattuso. Very famous in the other half of the city, the red and black half of Milan. Gennaro Gattuso, now in charge of Napoli. Giving instructions to D'Ambrosio. Now Barella into Lukaku. Back with Nicolò Barella. Gagliardini. This is Perisic. Ashley Young as an option on the bench, as a wide man. Eriksson found a bit of space, plays it into the box. Perisic putting pressure on the skipper. Luka, the Austrian, on the Frosinone man. He's done well there, or has he? The commentators cursed there. Did well to initially find the space, but then put his teammate into trouble. The Austrian midfielder did all the hard work to wriggle free and get away from Ivan Perisic. And Inter have it back. Can they make it 4? Really put the final nail in the Pisa coffin. This is Bastoni. D'Ambrosio. Lukaku comes towards it, does that so well, opening up space, drawing in defenders. Back with Lukaku, thinks about switching the play. In the end, the simple option to Nicolo Barella. Eriksson now. Some Spurs man continues his run. Gagliardini's lurking on the edge of the area. This is Barella. Sets up D'Ambrosio, up from the back, Hakimi, pulls it back. Eriksson thought about the shot, does go for goal in the end, and makes it a fab 4 for the Nerazzurri. Christian Eriksen. High fives all round. That's what Christian Eriksen is all about. Trying to find that space, so dangerous in those kind of positions. Perhaps the best of first touches, but he recovered well, Christian Eriksen, picking out his spot to perfection. And the great Dane continues his record so far of literally getting a goal every 5 minutes. 20 minutes gone, it's 4-0. His thirst for goals not quench them. How many more will there be? There's still 25 minutes to go of the first half, and of course in a full second period to play. Barella now to Lukaku, goes to ground, the referee not interested. Lautaro first to that loose ball. The grit, the determination from El Toro, the bull. His bullish spirit on display. Mentioned Inter's first league commitments and competitive games. Pisa, it's Reggiana, and then Cremonese in round 2 of Serie B. Lautaro trying a cheeky little flick towards Romelu Lukaku, still in the box, lurking. Perisic taking on his marker towards the byline. That's a good ball in. Eriksson on the rebound. It's bobbling about. Pisa survived, but for how long? Perisic now. We're approaching the 25-minute mark, so expect a goal in around then on this evidence. D'Ambrosio now. Hakimi. Inter fans know very well. Knew even before he joined the club after his exploits and goal-scoring performances for Borussia Dortmund. Back scoring against Inter in the Champions League and the tie in Dortmund. As the German side came from behind to win 3-2. Marin it was, the Romanian, committing the foul. And just 2 non-Italian players in the Pisa starting 11. Being Kuka, the Austrian. Rest all homegrown talents. Il Bel Paese from Italy. And this is going to be interesting. We have 2 set-piece specialists, Alexander Kolarov and Christian Eriksen. It's pretty central, so the 2 could take. Who's it going to be? It is Kolarov over the wall. Just wide of the mark from Alexander Kolarov. Also got that ability, that skill which he brings to the table, Kolarov. Seen him score free kicks All clubs he's played for. Works so hard at it as well, he said. It's something you have to train day in, day out. And to know they have not only Eriksson then, but also Kolarov when it comes to free kicks. Lukaku. This is Eriksson. Holds it up, waiting for the support. Eventually arrives from Perisic. Gagliardini's there, free. As is Barella. Hakimi. Again, finding so much space on the right-hand side. Driving into the box, Hakimi. Gives it back to Eriksson. Kolarov now, up from the back. To Perisic, the Croatia international, back to the Serbia international, Kolarov. There's a little glance up, low ball in. It's picked out by the away defence. Vidal recovers well. And gets himself down with the pass. So Pisa, as said, wearing their away strip. Normally, though, they play in the black and blue. Nerazzurro, just like Inter, and that's in honour of Inter. They changed their club colours in honour of the Inter side of 1910 that won the Scudetto. And ever since then, they've worn, for their home strip, black and blue, Pisa. A nod then to the Nerazzurri of Milan. And that Scudetto success of 1910. Now Barella. Hakimi. Lukaku coming towards it, shielding it so well, so strong, so hard to mark. Eriksson's delivery is blocked, but the referee has spotted something and the whistle has gone. We approach the midway stage of the first half. It's Bastoni clutching his left knee. Just felt something perhaps twinge, did he? Still feeling the pain, Alessandro Bastoni. Back up on his feet, though. And jogging back to take his place in Inter's three-man defence. Again, another hallmark of Antonio Conte's playing style. This is Marin. Vidal tries to poke it through, gets the return pass. One of Pisa's better performers in this first half. Guka, the captain, has a crack. It's a low effort. It's dealt with by the Nerazzurri rear guard. That's dealt with again by the Inter defence. The flag's gone up on that far side. Pisa stopped in their tracks then. They were just beginning to threaten and cause a few problems for Conte's men. And the flag going up on that far side. As Bastoni and Handanovic exchange words. Handanovic reduced to a mere spectator, really. Put into action early on. A few half saves, but nothing too challenging for the one-time Slovenia international. It's Udinese. Except for his second full season with the captain's armband, Sami Handanovic. Good work from Christian Eriksen. Got his foot in there. So the last time Inter played Pisa in a competitive game was in the 1990-91 season. The last competitive match between the sides at San Siro, it was a 6-3 victory for Inter. Trapattoni was on the bench, Aldo Serena scoring a hat-trick. Eriksson found a bit of space. Eriksson! It was dipping. A real swerving strike from the Denmark international. And threatened to score his second of the match. Looping effort from Inter's number 24. No doubt would have seen Star recently in the Amazon documentary All or Nothing. Tottenham Hotspur's season last year with initially Pochettino and then Jose Mourinho. Such a popular figure, Jose Mourinho with the Nerazzurri, the architect of the treble-winning season. And to know they're working towards those heights again. Last year the foundations were laid with Antonio Conte in his first season. Second place in Serie A, Coppa Italia semi-finals, Europa League final. Of course, you cannot forget the work of Luciano Spalletti, 2 Champions League finishes in his 2 seasons in charge. Of course, the investment of Suning, the presidency of Stephen Zhang. Gave a very good interview earlier this week with the Corriere della Sera, the Italian newspaper. Talking about the importance of time, patience, good management, both on and off the pitch. The satisfaction as well with the work of Antonio Conte. Let's get back to playing matters as Barella goes out to D'Ambrosio up from the back. There D'Ambrosio, such an important player, offers so much both as a centre-back and wing-back, as Inter win it back in a promising position. Perisic, Eriksen thinks about the shot, does go for the shot and stings the gloves of Simone Perilli. Rasping strike from Christian Eriksen, who might have had a hat-trick. He's been that involved. You give him that amount of space. He's so dangerous, Christian Eriksen. Just ask Tottenham fans. Saw him deliver the goods in the Premier League during his time there. As he swings it in, Christian Eriksen, it's nodded away. Out to Hakimi, first to it. It is number 98. It's forced back. We'll go beyond the half-hour mark here at the San Siro. Inter leading 4-0. If you have joined us late, well, where have you been? As that's played over the top. Flag goes up, though. If you have recently joined us, let's fill you in. The 4 goals all coming inside the 20 minutes. Lukaku breaking the ice. Gagliardini on the score sheet, and then Lautaro Martinez making it 3, and Christian Eriksen scoring the 4th, really putting Inter out of sight. Wrapping up the win for Inter. Of course, the result isn't the most important thing. It's about building up those fitness levels, match fitness, which is so different to your generic fitness. For those that were listening in and watching in for the Lugano game, I use the term, the Italian term, mettere benzina nelle gambe, literally putting fuel in the legs, and Inter will want to top up the tank then this evening. Go into the Fiorentina match next Saturday in tip-top shape at a 20:45 local time kickoff at the San Siro. This is the Tuscans as it goes in towards Lukaku. Back in the box, Eriksen trying to pick out Romelu Lukaku. Very lively. Christian Eriksen playing that advanced position. But of course also dropping back as well, just trying to find that space in between the lines, basically, Christian Eriksen. And looking beyond the Fiorentina game, it's a trip to Benevento, coached by Filippo Inzaghi, such an important figure in the history of Milan. And there's another away trip to Lazio, coached by Simone Inzaghi, Filippo's younger brother. And there's the international break, and of course match day 4. Don't need me to tell you, it's Inter against Milan, the derby. Milan, who have started their season already in terms of competitive matches, taking on Shamrock Rovers earlier this week and putting themselves in a strong position to progress in their Europa League adventure. Inspired by Ibrahimovic, who again Inter fans know all about from his time with the club. Between 2006 and 2009, signing with Roberto Mancini and Jose Mourinho's first season with the Nerazzurri. Gallardini unable to get to it. Offers a chance for Pisa to try and pull a goal back. Eriksson brings it down onto the deck. Perisic now, tightly here by Samuele Birindelli. Made over 100 outings for Pisa. He was just 21. Playing for his hometown club, Birindelli. His father was from Pisa. Though best known, of course, for his time with Juventus. It's good play from the visitors, who have played a nice ball in towards Varnier. Goes up from the back, Marco Varnier. One-time Cittadella man, part of Roberto Venturato's, you could say, miraculous Cittadella side that almost won promotion. Continue to punch above their weight in Serie B, it has to be said, Cittadella. Lautaro Martinez, one-on-one with Caracciolo, through on goal. Lautaro Martinez onto his right foot. Fabulous goal from Lautaro Martinez. The pick of the bunch. It's his second of the game. And it's his third consecutive brace in this pre-season. Got past Caracciolo, then onto his favoured right foot. And at the near post. Too much pace, too much power. Too hot to handle for Pisa. Inter again on target. Just when Pisa threatened to try and get a goal back and to reassert their dominance over Luca D'Angelo's side. Haven't spoken too much about the Pisa coach, who's set for his third season with the Tuscans. Joined a couple of seasons ago and led them to Serie B via the playoffs, and last year kept them in the second tier, a 9th place finish, a good result. Lukaku lets it run. And Ambrosio committing the foul. A bit too committed there on Michele Marconi. Marconi, who's bulk of his appearances across his career actually came with Alessandria, and he was part of that, you may remember that Alessandria side that had a fairy tale run to the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia back in 2015, going out to AC Milan, coached by Sinisa Mihailovic, ex-Inter player and assistant coach. Eriksson under a lot of pressure, but he scrambles it away. He's done really well to pick out Hakimi. There's so much space in front of him, and he's continued his run. Hakimi turns on the turbo, rolls it across. Hat-trick completed by Lautaro Martinez. One with his head, two with his feet. Hakimi with the assist. A masterclass in counter-attacking football from the Nerazzurri, from one end to the other. Put it on a plate for Lautaro Martinez. And it was with his left foot. So that's what they call the perfect, the complete hat-trick. His first was a header. His second with a right boot. And the third, a tap in with his left. Not a bad afternoon's work from Lautaro Martinez. Inter hit Pisa for 6. We're not even at the 40-minute mark. Perilli rolls it out. Here is Francesco Lisi. First time ball from him. Hopeful ball. Upfield, Eriksson. Dispossessed. Referee says play on Luca Vido. Has options to his right, but opts to go it alone. It very nearly fell kindly for Michele Marconi. And then Inter head it back towards Samir Handanovic. He'll just take his time here, rolling it out. So here's Kolarov, one-time Lazio man, Man City man, going from Roma over the summer. Alexander Kolarov delighted to have joined the club, as he himself admitted in his first interview to Inter TV, after being linked strongly in the past with a move to Inter. Finally making it happen. Also cited Conte as a big reason why he wanted to join the club. Alexander Kolarov. Barella now. Gagliardini. Kolarov once more. Eriksson is there in support. Comes to Lautaro, who's come towards the ball. Open up a bit of space in behind for Lukaku to attack. Gialia now, switching the play. Hakimi's there. Good control from the Moroccan. Barella tried to backheel it back towards Hakimi. Now Eriksson onto his left foot. Christian Eriksson. Last touch off a Pisa player. As Ivan Perisic just watches it out. Inter winning a corner kick. Now keep Pisa camped in their box for the time being. Perisic to take this time. Swung in from the flag. Up in the air, 50-50. Brought down. And the referee, no option there to award the free kick to Pisa. Marin, the Romanian midfielder. And a bit of solo work from him, trying to just ease the pressure on the Pisa rear guard, take it as far away as possible from the Pisa box. Managed to find a bit of space and get forward. Lisi now. Aim towards Marin. Well recovered from Hakimi. Back with Danilo D'Ambrosio. Hakimi once more. Barella. Lots of space, lots of gaps. And Inter get another on the break. Hakimi brought down. Lautaro. Danilo. It's just toying with Pisa now. Gagliardini. Back with D'Ambro. Everyone back for Pisa. They fear the worst. Barella. Eriksson. Gagliardini. Lukaku's made a run, comes towards Lukaku. The idea was that it's not quite the perfect execution. The idea was the right one, that little darter. Comes to the front post by Romelu Lukaku. Lisi now brings it infield, thinks about the crossfield pass. In the end, he goes more centrally to the captain, Kuka. Birindelli, twisting, turning, shaping up to cross, does cross, and it's, again, simple, plucked out of the air from Samir Handanovic. Wastes no time in throwing it out. Eriksson, space to run into for the Dane. Lautaro's there, Gagliardini, so is Lukaku. Hakimi coming into your picture shortly. To go the other side, though, to Perisic. 2 minutes away, then, from the half-time whistle. Sort of been so dangerous, so clinical. Also flowed, Hakimi. Eriksen. Perisic wants it, just having to time his run, though, and make sure he doesn't get caught offside. Eriksen. Still Eriksen offloads to Perisic. First time cross from him. It's well dealt with, though, by the visitors, the Tuscans, who try and break here. At least get it away from the danger zone. This is the Vitis given away. Hakimi now. Lukaku. Hakimi's continued his run. Lukaku has a crack. It's a good block from Marco Varnier. Man on loan from Atalanta, formerly of Cittadella. Capped at under 21 level for Italy as well. Into the final minute then of the first half. Luka, the skipper. So all the way back to Simone, but he has to chase here. He's under a lot of pressure as well. Varnier. This is Simone Benedetti, Inter youth sector product. Viareggio winner as well with Inter 2011. And that squad was also Cristiano Biraghi as well. Back at Fiorentina after his time with Inter last season on loan. There's the half-time whistle. Inter 6-0 up at the break. Lautaro Martinez, the star man, with a hat-trick. Tripletta for him. Gagliardini also on target. Just like Lukaku scored the first, and Christian Eriksen, who also netted a belter. Don't go away. We'll be back shortly for live action of the second half. Hello again, Nerazzurri Tifosi, and welcome back to the Stadio San Siro as we get set for the start of the second period with Inter, which of course in the driving seat, 6-0, well, in the driving seat, completely out of sight. The win wrapped up inside the first 45 minutes then by Antonio Conte's men, as we see the team make their way out for the start of the second period here. The Stadio San Siro, as you can see, that lovely shot of some of the Tifosi, 1,000 fans inside the ground. And there's Antonio Conte watching on from the dugout, and set for his second season at the helm with the Nerazzurri. So see some of the Pisa players making their way out to the turf for the second 45 minutes here. Simply playing for pride, of course, Pisa, and naturally to continue building up to their Serie B season, which begins for them next week versus Reggiana, and a home match versus Cremonese for them. One of the substitutes then, Radu coming on for Sami Handanovic. Radu back after his time away from the club on loan. Jonathan Radu featured before at first 11, a competitive game for Inter during Roberto Mancini's time at the club, his second spell. That is close up there with Mancini, the match official. Camera picks out plenty of close-ups as we get set then for the second period, which we begin with Inter kicking us off, and Inter playing from right to left. Second 45 minutes. Final checks then from the match official. Better late than never then. The final Pisa player to make his way back out onto the pitch. Looks like Gaetano Mazzucci, the second half substitute. After that slight delay, we can get back underway here at the Stadio San Siro. Inter playing from right to left. confirmation of that change in Radu coming on for into the Romanian shot stopper back at the club then. His loan experiences elsewhere. Perisic going back. Bastoni driving forwards, does that so well, carrying it out from the back. Lukaku. It's a slick passing move, and we're going to have another so early on inside the first minute of the second half. Roberto Gagliardini wanted the give and go. That would have been some start to the second period for Inter, who now have to get numbers back. It's Pisa come forwards on the break. Crossfield pass by Mazzucchi, who's continues run towards the box. Sodimo's come on as well for Pisa. Danilo Sodimo, former Frosinone man. There are lots of changes then in the Pisa ranks, and we'll comment them as we through the second period. Down here, Belli. That's good work from Inter, pushing Pisa all the way back. Made a change in between the sticks as well. It looks like Leonardo Loria has come on as Lukaku capitalises on that wayward pass. Still going, Lukaku. He was so quick to pounce on that wayward ball. His effort blocked though from Romelu Lukaku. We've got the party started, scoring the team's first of 6 goals so far. Good block as well from Marco Barnier. It's played short, and it comes! Venomous strike from Ivan Perisic. Shots are flying in, left, right and centre. To the side netting in the end. So close from Ivan Perisic. To get things going, joined from Juventus, a Juve youth sector product, played for the club at every level but the first team. Leonardo Loria, Stefano Gori, the first choice shot stopper last season at Pisa, going the other way, joining the Juventus under-23s. At one stage looked like they were going to be coached by Andrea Pirlo before he was very swiftly promoted to first team duties. Andrea Pirlo replacing Maurizio Sarri in the Juventus dugout. Pirlo's playing career also passed through Inter before earning fame on international level with the Rossoneri jersey, and then so a very positive spell with Juventus as current employers. Good work from Belli, nodding it out. Safety first then from Francesco Belli. Inter just to really keep up the pressure then. And make it a 7-heaven. Eriksson to take from the flag, Lukaku in the box. Plenty to aim for. Christian Eriksson. So Perisic lurking on the edge of the area. Maria comes and flaps. Lautaro holds it up. This is Hakimi. Wants the give and go. It's that 1-2 with Roberto Gagliardini. D'Ambrosio first to it, brought to the ground there. Referee was well placed and he spotted it immediately. Taken quickly. Eriksson. Gagliardini to Ivan Perisic. Thinks about taking on his marker, goes towards the byline. That's a nice looking ball. Moria got a hand to it, I believe. Again, a bit of a hash of it. Real teasing ball in, I think. Was perhaps caught in two minds, ready to come, or stay put. Hakimi, such lovely close control. That's left for Lukaku, who sends his effort to the wrong side of the post. And the frustration from Inter's number 9 sets himself the highest of standards. And Hakimi is involved. Settling really well, finding his feet. Hakimi, the referee stops the play. Just checking up on the situation here. D'Ambrosio looks like he took a knock to the face. Danilo D'Ambrosio. Be okay to continue, the soldier that he is, Danilo D'Ambrosio. Time Toro man, amongst others. As we mentioned, a very important figure for Antonio Conte, capable of playing as a wing-back out on the right. Defensive role in the back three. Wayward pass by Pisa. As Barella skips away. Lautaro now rolls it to Perisic across the face of the box. Aimed towards Romelu Lukaku, who's ready to pull the trigger. The Pisa defence had other ideas. And it stays 6-0, but the question is for how long? To continue to push for more. Not willing to settle. A ruthless killer instinct. Pisa on the road in their first match before back to their stadium, the Marina Garibaldi. Also have the name Conetani in their stadium, their president during their golden era, 70s and 80s. The stadium was actually just a stone's throw away from Piazza Campo dei Miracoli in Pisa. If you've ever had the privilege, with good fortune, just in Pisa, it's a must. Campo dei Miracoli, it's in the Leaning Tower, and from the Leaning Tower, if you again are able to climb to the very top, you can actually see the stadium, the Marina Garibaldi Conetani Stadium. Barella towards Hakimi. Just overhit that pass. It was aimed towards Lukaku. Gagliardini was in there quick. Lautaro pounced on possession into keeping it alive. Lautaro. Gagliardini, Perisic. Lautaro, lovely burst of pace from him. Now Perisic. They're just losing so much class and quality. We've really seen the difference between the two sides. The Serie B outfit, Pisa, and Nerazzurri of Milan, I should say, as we said, Nerazzurri of Pisa as well. Their home strip is black and blue. Mazzucci now wide. Two players down. The referee doesn't appear interested, allowing play to continue. It's thrashed across the face of the box. Can Pisa keep it in play? The answer is yes. It's Belli. Romanian to Varnier. Lukaku in there quick, snapping away. Good pressure from him. This is Danilo Sodimo, one of the few in the Pisa squad to have Serie A experience from his days with Frosinone, but also Sampdoria. That's where he made his Serie A bow in the mid-noughties. Sodimo turns 33 next week. He'll have to try and give himself an early birthday present. The goal or an assist here at the Stadio San Siro. Prestigious surroundings, the Scala del Calcio as it's known. Games greats have strutted their stuff here out on that hallowed turf. Lautaro into the path of Lukaku, shielding the ball back with Lautaro Martinez. 55 goals between them last season. Rolled across towards Lukaku, takes a huge deflection. Loria got a glove to it, and it was scrambled out by Francesco Belli, who can play on both flanks. The Fiorentina player at youth level, one of Pisa's regional rivals. Incredible how many clubs hail from Tuscany. Into them, Fiorentina, Pisa, Seto, Arezzo. And it goes out, but this time for a goal kick. As Bastoni backtracks, certainly knocking on the door of the Italy senior side, coached by Roberto Mancini. The Euros scheduled for next summer. So have an eye on being part of the squad. Alessandro Bastoni, he gets back here quickly, forms that three-man defence with D'Ambrosio and Kolarov. These have done really well to find a bit of space in behind the defence. It's Lissi here, trying to wriggle free from Achraf Hakimi. He does just that. These are trying to work themselves into a crossing position. Lissi, little pull back. Gagliardini is first to it, and he sparks the counter-attack. Inter committing men forwards. Eriksson. Barella's free in the middle, comes to Barella. Makes a big deflection, and eventually goes all the way back to Leo Loria, who has played versus Inter before. Again, though, going back to youth level in the mini Derby d'Italia between Juve and Inter. Now Loria. That conceded a goal in a youth team Derby d'Italia from Sebastiano Esposito. He was on target earlier today for the Inter Primavera, the Inter under-19s, who kicked off their season versus Samp with a victory. So the Inter women in action as well earlier today in a friendly. So every team across the club in action, and it's the first team, Conte's men, that will be capping it all off here and capping off their pre-season preparations before the Serie A curtain raiser versus Fiorentina. Back with Belli. It's given away. Eriksson. D'Ambrosio now. Back with Christian Eriksson, enters number 24, who's continued his run, lurking again on the edge of the area. Christian Eriksson. He started in that trequartista role, so the Italians would use for an attacking midfielder in behind the front two. Not quite a midfielder, not quite a forward. For the many terms Italian use for those sort of creative players. You also see a fantasista as well, bandied about. Because you also have a famous Football Italia show, which was broadcast in Britain in the 90s and early 2000s, for educating us on all these Italian terms. And for many, a certain generation, helping them fall in love with calcio, with Italy, il bel paese. Not just for the football, but the footage they would show as well, the famous piazzas across Italy and cities, really selling Italy and Serie A, which certainly is putting itself back on the map. So much it has perhaps fallen behind maybe La Liga and the Premier League in recent years, but determined to get back to those golden days of the 80s and 90s and big spell of the 2000s as well. Let's not forget Milan and Inter's successes on the European front. Into the last Italian side to win the Champions League in 2010. The only Italian club to win the treble of Serie A, Coppa Italia and Champions League, as Lautaro tries to barge his way through, and he's continued his run, forcing the mistake there from Loria, but Pisa have gotten away with it. It's Sodimo, the number 10, numero 10, number given to the creative spark and the more talented players in the side. Sodimo does fit that mould. Creative spark. For now, has to think about defensive duties here. A bit pedestrian at the moment from Inter. Can they pick up the pace? Well, a few heavy legs, though, having played on Friday, the day before this match versus Pisa, in that practice game versus Carrarese, as Gagliardini shapes up to shoot. In the end, offloads to Hakimi. Floats in. It's a good-looking ball. Gagliardini attacked it well, just couldn't get to it. Barella thought about the shot. In the end, goes out to Perisic. Kolarov's up from the back. First time delivery from him, but it's straight out from the Serb. Gets a round of applause, though, from the home faithful. And the fortunate fan selected by the club here inside San Siro. It's good to have them back. It's good to get used to the applause, the cheers. Another step towards so-called normality. Of course, one step at a time. And the situation, of course, always been constantly monitored. The health pandemic, which Italy, one of the countries hardest hit. More than over 35,000 deaths. Of course, caution is the key word when it comes to the reopening of the stadiums, step by step, and today is a good test as well. Kolarov and Bastoni then linking up at the back. Bastoni playing a more central role this evening. Normally you see him out on the left in the three-man defence. Perisic has beaten the offside trap. Here is Gallia, former Atalanta man. Pisa have managed to, managing at least for the time to contain Inter. No second half goals conceded, but there's still a good 30 minutes to play. Changes made at the break by Luca D'Angelo have had a positive effect then. Helping at least tighten things up for the Tuscan outfit. Eriksson on the turn, thinks about the shot. Christian Eriksen does eventually let rip, and it's blocked. Still in possession though, still trying to conjure up something. Perisic wants the give and go, falls kindly for Christian Eriksen, holds it up. And back to Kolarov, so Inter to build again from the back. Hakimi's free on that right-hand side. Barella spotted him, can see him, but in the end goes centrally. Kolarov. Best of first touches from Eriksen, but Inter have recovered and they've won it back right away. Gagliardini brought down right in front of the match official, who ushers Gagliardini back up to his feet. Play on to Bonacina. An opportunity then for the visitors on the break, but no sooner do I say that, gifting possession back to Inter. Hakimi, Lukaku, Lautaro in support, goes towards the byline. Hakimi eventually goes out for a throw-in on that far side as we approach the 65-minute mark. Could be in for some changes shortly as well. We are a raft of changes. Come the cavalry. Gumer, Pirola, the teenage talents amongst the substitutes, ready to play their part in the final 25 minutes here. Let you enjoy the round of applause, the ovation for the front two. Now Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez. Bastoni, Barella. Amongst the changes, making way. Said excellent to see Barella back after that injury scare versus Lugano. Good to see Bastoni looking composed, confident at the back, and Lukaku as clinical as ever, as we always expect him to be. Kimi, another good performance from him. So he continues to settle into his new surroundings, but very promising signs from the Morocco international. Now lots of fresh legs. An opportunity for them to strut their stuff here at San Siro. The best of first touches from Alexis Sanchez, who was on target. Mrs. Carrarez, and he provided 2 assists, set up 2 goals versus Lugano. A Chilean who joined the club initially on loan, his move made permanent recently. One-time United, Arsenal, Udinese man as well. In fact, really Udinese, where really people stood up and took notice of the Chile international. Also had Pirola come on, Agumet. Lots of change. There is Lorenzo Pirola, the teenage talent, made his Serie Bow versus Spal towards the end of last season. It's a deep ball in, nodded out, but only into the path of a Pisa player. And a curling strike. You know, Radu watches it go wide very gratefully. It's Benedetti with the effort, and that would have been some story. And Simone Benedetti scored. He who rose through the inter-youth ranks. He never played at first team level. Had a big impact at youth level. We mentioned earlier as a Viareggio tournament winner for Inter during his days at the club. Simone Benedetti's father, Silvano, was also a player for the likes of Torre and Roma, for the elder generation, and who are tuned in and listening in and watching in for Inter's pre-season test. So 5 appearances in Serie A with Cagliari for Benedetti, so a bit of experience in the top tier as Perisic sees his cross go into the arms of Leonardo Loria. So it's such a difficult league to get out of Serie B, so competitive. That's what is key to, in Pisa's case, to have players who have at least been there and done it and tasted the top flight. As that shot comes in and tests Loria, was collar off, worth a crack into 6-0 up. Off some in the first half as well. A very good strike from a free kick. So he wants to score in the derby as well. He's left his mark for Lazio, Roma, and Man City as well. And his derby day experiences so far, and he can't wait to play Milan in round 4. Alexander Kolarov, so much experience of the big games, a winner as well from his time at Manchester City. Also honours with Lazio as well, Alexander Kolarov, and that's important as well. That's the kind of player also Antonio Conte wants to help this team make that little step up, because they, as they showed last season, they're competitive, they're getting there. But you need those players that know what it takes to win major silverware. Kolarov knows that. Premier League winner. Domestic honours at Manchester City. Domestic honours with Lazio as well. And of course, international experience with Serbia. Gilardini. Alexis Sanchez on the turn, talking about winners. Alexis Sanchez has an impressive honours list. Very nearly got the return pass as well, Alexis Sanchez. And Ambrosio in there quick. Eriksson now got space in between the lines. Dalbert, fresh from coming off the bench, and the man who scored the first goal of the season for Inter, bagging the opener versus Lugano earlier this week. And here he is, Dalbert, back from his loan spell at Fiorentina. Alexis Sanchez, in the meantime, such a difficult player to mark, and he's trying to find a bit of space there as well. Round of applause from Alexis Sanchez, like the idea. He who started that move. Eriksson spotted him. 2 former Premier League stars. Alexis Sanchez, Arsenal United, although he's best known for his time with the Gunners in the Premier League, didn't quite hit the heights he's so used to and he's accustomed people to during his days with Manchester United. And of course, Eriksen, we've mentioned on two occasions his stellar performances with Tottenham Hotspur, part of that side went all the way to the Champions League final a couple of seasons ago under Pochettino, losing in the All-English final to Liverpool. It's given away. Agumé first to it. Salcedo, who's on target against Carrarese. Alexis Sanchez, full stretch. Can he keep it in play? Well, despite his best efforts there from Alexis Sanchez, unable to do just that. Full marks for trying though from Alexis Sanchez. Earlier in the week, to also confirm the capture for Andrea Pinamonti, return to the club. An inter-academy graduate, has played already at first team level during his first stint with the Nerazzurri, the man nicknamed the Arciere di Cles, the Archer of Cles. Cles is where he's from, and the Archer is one of his trademark celebrations during his at youth level with Inter for Andrea Pinamonti. He's gained experience elsewhere since his first spell with Inter, with Frosinone and Genoa, and also scoring in Serie A. Now back then, more experienced, confirming the capture yesterday on their website. Lots of space here for to run into. Agumé, one of the teenage talents to emerge last season, of course being Sebastian Esposito, who doesn't feature after his efforts with the Inter under-19s early today. Alexis Sanchez, he was ready to pull the trigger there. Alexis Sanchez, the ball just taken away at the last moment. Loria sort of slices his clearance. It's 50-50 and Gagliardini first to it. An excellent game, Roberto Gagliardini. He just must keep an eye on his position tactically. Very astute. Finds himself in the right position. I'm sure you'd have noted it as well today. And of course, his performances last season. D'Ambrosio towards Eriksen, and it is a 7-heaven from the Nerazzurri. D'Ambrosio, the provider, and Eriksen with the finishing touch. And do get another. And for Eriksen, his second of the match. Just rewards for Christian Eriksen, his 2 goals this evening. Very good game, and could have even been more. Threatened on plenty of occasions, the Denmark international. Finding that gap in between the defence and in off the post from Christian Eriksen. Looks like Pisa preparing some more changes. Minesso to come on. Francesco Lissi makes way. Pisa get us going then. 15 minutes to play. Can Pisa at least get a consolation strike, which of course has been watertight in this, we call it a mini pre-season, with the season finishing for Inter on the 21st of August and getting going again at the 7th of September, so very short break and back into the swing of things. But no goals conceded against Carrarese and Lugano. want to make it a third successive clean sheet. Samir Handanovic and company, because Radu has come on for the second period, so it'll be a joint effort from the Nerazzurri goalkeepers. In addition to Mattia Minestro, we've also had Giuseppe Sibilli come on. So from Naples, but he actually started his career in Sicily with Siracusa. A summer signing for Pisa after his time with Albino Leffe, which is a Lombardy-based club, not far from Bergamo. Back to Radu. Like Samir Handanovic in the first half, very little to do. Rarely called into action, and here he is again, the Romanian. He's back after his time on loan at Parma, and before then with Genoa on loan, and Serie A racking up 50 appearances. Before then the loan spell at Avellino, now back with his parent club, the Nerazzurri, as Sanchez tries to poke that through towards Dalbert. Got pace to burn, Dalbert. Good vision from Sanchez, perfectly weighted pass. Dalbert to take the throw in as well. Out wide it goes. Perizic's switch flanks and unleashes a swerving strike from distance. Ivan Perisic. Now playing on the right. He's got that ability to play both right and left, Ivan Perisic. Good sliding challenge. Excellent work. Really well-timed challenge from Lorenzo Pirola. Big things expected from him. Just like the other teenagers, Agume and Esposito. Here he is again, Lorenzo Pirola. Youth sector product. So much importance on their academy. An academy which has had so much success. Mentioned Pinamonti a few moments ago, and during his time with the club at youth level, helping the team bring home 2 championships amongst other honours at youth level. Say the current generation, coached by Armando Madonna, have started the season really well. 3-0 victors earlier today against Sampdoria. Now Agume, nice little back heel flick. Salcedo also involved, another one who's back from a loan spell at Hellas Verona in his case. As time ticks down, time running out if Pisa want to get a goal and scoring look a little bit more respectable. As things stand into heading for another big win. 5-0 victors versus Lugano, 7-0 versus Carrarese. And of course, for another 7-0 thrashing and possession, you can see in the top left there, over 60% for Antonio Conte's men. Nice feet from Alexis Sanchez. Silky skills from the South American. Dalbert drifting in field and forced to go back to Kolarov, playing as a playmaker from the back. Alexander Kolarov now with Bastoni off. He's got that again, ability to do that. Kolarov, a versatile option, can play as out wide on the left, anywhere down the left really, full-back, wing-back, attacking midfielder, and also he's developed into a central defender recently, towards the end of his time at Roma. He was playing in that position at the back, out wide on the left in the three-man defence. And well, having said that, he did also feature from time to time as a centre-half in a four-man defence during his time at Manchester City with Pep Guardiola. So you'd say it's a position he has played before, but recently deployed more and more as a defender. Alexander Kolarov. Just dropping deep. Well picked out into defence. A little slip, and Agume has to be careful here. Man on. Managed to scramble the pass away to Lorenzo Pirola. Now Kolarov helps upfield to Eddie Salcedo. Certainly riding high after leaving his mark against Carrarese on Friday at the Suning Training Centre. Sanchez now goes out wide. Eriksson hugging that touchline. Now drifting in field, shaping up to either shoot or cross. Picks out Dalbert. Eddie Salcedo wants it. He's lurking in the box. Dalbert wins his side a corner kick. We enter the final 10 minutes here at the Stadio San Siro. And into add an eighth. Eriksson to chip it in from the corner flag. Played short, Dalbert back with Eriksson. Stays on his feet, Christian Eriksson, who got the last touch, I believe a Pisa player. Or was it Christian Eriksson? Close call. Referee and the match officials were in a better position than myself to make the call, so Pisa throw in. Hooked upfield. Mazzucci coming back, the former Sassuolo man, part of that remarkable rise by Sassuolo from the lower leagues all the way to the top tier under Eusebio Di Francesco, one of the coaches so key to their promotion to Serie A, but then obviously keeping them there. Mazzucci was part of that adventure. I saw the Nero Verdi go from unknowns to a club that's really established itself in Italy's top flight. And it was owned by Squincy, Giorgio Squincy, who passed away last year. Another one who helped fund Sassuolo's rise to the top. Perisic. Dalbert tried to chest it in towards Christian Eriksson. Dalbert again. Incomplete Azzurri dominance in the second half, but just the one goal from Christian Eriksson to show for their effort and their dominance from the net. As we said, there can also be heavy legs, some tiredness, which would be natural after their third game this week for the Nerazzurri. Of course, putting in the hours, putting in a shift. And Piano Gentile, the Suning training centre, for the training sessions as well, building up, gearing up for the match versus Fiorentina. And, on the subject of Fiorentina, they are currently leading 1-0 against Toro. That match drawing to a close. A 1800 local time kickoff in Florence. Villi on target for Fiorentina, facing Toro. Their Serie A opener. So they'll come to the San Siro with a competitive match behind them. The Tuscan outfit, it won't be the first time that Inter kick off their Serie A season versus Fiorentina. A couple of seasons ago, Luciano Spalletti began his Inter tenure versus Fiorentina here at the San Siro, a convincing victory. There was also Roberto Mancini's Inter faced Fiorentina in the mid-noughties on the opening day of the Serie A season. So another one will be added to the collection next week. Sodimo, I haven't seen too much of him in the second half. And again, that's also a testament and credit to Inter have been so dominant in terms of the chances created, the possession. Golfing class has been evident and right from the get-go. Inter taking a 6-0 lead into the break. Lautaro Martinez will take home the match ball. Lukaku, though, got the ball rolling, breaking the ice. Gagliardini also on target. And, Christian Eriksen with a double. It's good strength. Belli has found some space here. The Pisa winger runs at Dalbert onto his left. And still going, Belli, and Dalbert marking him tightly. Scobelli just having a word with the linesman. Felt that he was fouled there. Pisa number 4. And the free kick has been given. So an opportunity from a dead ball situation for Pisa. It's really now or never. Just over 2 minutes to play here at the Stadio San Siro. And they get a late goal and the satisfaction, at least, of scoring at the Stadio San Siro. And it comes, Radu punches it away. Danger not over as far as Inter are concerned. Sodimo swings it back in, but it's straight at Radu. Piso's last goal against Inter. And a competitive meeting was almost 3 decades ago. 6-3 loss at the Stadio San Siro. 1990-91 season. There's a player down. Referee already glancing at his watch. So another clinical display from the Nerazzurri. Impressive show of strength from Antonio Conte and his men. These 3 tests have shown that the balls have been flowing. Defence also watertight. Apart from a shaky 10-15 minute period against Lugano at the very start of the match. Can't really recall Inter ever being troubled in these 3 pre-season tests versus Lugano, Carrese, and this evening versus Pisa. It's encouraging. A step over from Perisic, hooks it in. That's simple for Leo Loria. but who's gone across to the right-hand side. But the referee brings the curtain down on this friendly between Inter and Pisa. Final score 7-0 at the San Siro. Rampant, dominant display from Antonio Conte's men, who end their pre-season in style with another goal fest, carrying positive momentum into their Serie A opener versus Fiorentina next week here at the San Siro. That's all from myself, your match commentator Thomas Lawrence. I'll leave you with the final score of Inter 7, Pisa 0.